Welcome to Thinking Jews. It's a podcast with Tyler and Daddy.
Well,
All right.
welcome to Thinking Juice. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Daddy.
I'm also Daddy, but I don't have any children, so
Different kind of Daddy.
different kind. In today's episode, we're gonna talk about a couple of different things. A couple topics we're gonna go over are the petty hills we're willing to die on.
Oh,
It's a good one, I know. Um, if you could sit by anybody on an airplane, no matter if they're alive or dead, who would it be and why? Not a bad one. And last but not least, is technology making us smarter or dumber? So, with that, Matt, what petty hill are you willing to die on?
Petty Hill?
Yeah,
Hmm.
you know, like socks should always match.
Yeah. I would probably. Yeah. No. I am terribly guilty of not having matching socks. Literally, and if I find matching socks, I will wear them until they break, just because it is so difficult to actually find matching socks. So I just keep repeating. Just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Just keep washing them over and over and over again. At least until Nadia throws them away.
Fair. I literally have to have matching socks. If I don't have matching socks, I throw away the singular sock, and then the problem is that I find the other sock later on, and it really fucking pisses me off. Especially with my new washer, dude. I'll find a sock in like it's got like this rubbery circle door that shuts, and in the middle is like the silicone around it, and like sometimes the sock will get stuck in there. So I didn't throw it all the way in the washing machine, and I don't catch it until like the fourth later. And so when I'm doing all my laundry and folding it, I just have one missing sock, and I'm like, fuck this, throw it away. Find the other one later, and I'm like, dude, I definitely remember fucking throwing that thing away.
Yep. So you just have just a trash can full of socks, essentially, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, not anymore, but yes. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you could try to mix and match. I mean, why not?
Good, but
It's like an OCD kind of thing, right?
it's something along those lines, yeah. It's a little
feel
rough
you
for
on
me out there. It's a little rough, you know.
I get you. You know, my thing is like leaving. It's funny because my wife does this, and she doesn't do it on purpose. But like when we get like fast food and stuff, and we want to refrigerate it, she like throws everything in there, like receipt and napkins, and everything is getting refrigerated.
Yeah.
And that one kind of throws me off a little bit. It's like, why is there napkins in the refrigerator? Like, like I need a cold napkin. I don't know if she has a plan for it or if it's just something that she does inadvertently, but it could be a plan. It could be a strategy. I have yet to ask.
Dude, straight up, whenever I take my lunchbox to work, it's got I put my car keys in my lunchbox, I put my vape in my lunchbox, I put my phone in my lunchbox, and just in like the side pockets. And whenever I get to work, like 95% of the time, the whole lunchbox just goes in the fridge, and I forget about it for like an hour or two. And then I'm like, dude, where the fuck is my vape? Oh yeah. And I
It's all
grab it,
refrigerated.
and I'm fucking ripping on the crispiest, coldest vape known to man.
Hey, maybe you discovered something new by doing that. Actually,
I mean, it could
like,
be very bad because that fucker every now and again will like crackle and pop when you hit it, and I'm
oh,
like,
that's not good.
ooh, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I have an addiction.
You know what's funny is I had a friend. He was always telling me because when I first started vaping, it was when I was on the ambulance because I stopped smoking cigarettes because I didn't want to smell like smoke. You know, dealing
Right.
with the patients, and he was telling me because I was using a vape, and he was like, you know, there was this guy that I knew, and he was on the beach, and on the beach he like just got just a little bit wet and it exploded as soon as he hit it, and I was like, what the
Dude, a
fuck?
lot of women are like that, believe it or not. You get them a
But that's
little
right.
bit wet, and you will explode the moment you hit it.
you got to be careful with those beaches. But but the thing is,
Those
like,
dirty beaches.
dirty beaches. But yeah, so he was telling me that story, and it's never left my mind. I always fear that. Like, if I get this thing wet, is it going to explode in my face?
On this
You
episode
know.
of Thinking Juice, Matt dunks his Views pod in water.
Let's try it out. Let's see what happens.
I'm just assuming the lithium battery just was like, oh, water? No, thank you.
Yeah, probably. So.
But I mean,
But either way, but refrigerating it doesn't seem like it would be too bad.
no, it's just real ice cold. I mean, it's not horrible. It's a little bit
As you-
rough.
And now you're like, I need to re-refrigerate my.
No.
And so it can go down smooth. Yeah.
Oh God.
Bless you, Tyler. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. The demons have left the building with your spiritual blessing. Thank you.
Go towards the light, Caroline.
One of my petty hills that I like to, well, I don't die on it, but I do. What is it? Is it apple cider? Should not be a fall drink. They should just have eggnog from like end of August till like almost April. That's
Just perpetual eggnog.
and I know. Well, hear me out, okay? Again, petty hill I'm willing to die on. Let's see. Circa 2010 is when I really started to notice it. They brought eggnog in for April. They had April Nog, holiday nog. I don't remember what it was called. It was in a pink carton
In April?
in April.
In spring? In spring.
In the spring. So,
That's interesting.
you know, after like January, all the eggnog just disappears. You know, there's some sort of they're holding it up hostage somewhere until next year, right? And I'm
They're just trying to
assuming-
burn off the leftovers. They're just like,
Exactly.
we didn't sell it on the holidays. They're like, we're gonna brand this to be
holiday
for
nog.
the
Yeah.
springtime. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
they had Easter nog or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't remember. Flash forward like what was it? October, they had like spooky nog. Like they brought it back again.
Spooky.
That's 100%. And then flash forward, you know, like 2 or 3 months, just eggnog. It's back. Why not just have it like year round? You know, it's like chocolate milk. You know, people love it. Just keep it out. You know, but I also know like not every company is just like, oh boy, eggnog's really selling. But every time I go to the store to try and buy eggnog, it's like a fist fight with the largest man in the world on that little shopping cart, the little electric one, and I'm fighting them for the eggnog like every time, dude. Just keep it around all year.
He just wheels it up like it's some like Grand Theft Auto 5
No,
fucking
dude,
heist. He's like, I gotta get the eggnog.
No, it's like the people. Have you ever seen like videos of people going to the store and buying like all of the starter packs of Pokemon cards so they can open them up and they like
Yep.
fight for it? That's what
Mhm.
eggnog is. Like, dude, I will throw hands with somebody just for that. I know I've gotten into this topic before. We'll bypass it. I'll move on to my next one.
We love eggnog though.
We love eggnog. I think that day old Chinese food reheated is better than first day.
Interesting.
Same thing with pizza. I don't know why. Those are the only two things that I will like reheat and eat. Like if I go out to like an Italian restaurant or something like that, and you know, like I get fettuccine alfredo, that's like a go-to of mine. If I get that and I don't eat it all, yeah, I'm not taking it home because it does not reheat well whatsoever. But
Yeah,
Chinese
it
food,
gets like oily and kind of
or
yeah,
it
like
bricks
soggy.
up like me when I'm eating it the first time, you know? It just becomes
Yeah,
this
he's
solid
soggy.
lump. Just
It's
like
like
my
we are
penis. Yeah.
we are one, we are legion.
Yeah. And it is just not worth it to me.
I
you
don't
know,
blame you on that one.
let's take a lateral movement and go to our next topic. Matt, do you think technology is making us smarter or dumber?
I think that it is taking away our level of intelligence, yes. I think it has the possibility to make us more intelligent, but I think that it is taking away mainly because it's thinking for us, so thus, therefore, we don't have to think for ourselves. So
Thinking
we kind
Jews.
of become, yeah, that's right, thinking Jews. But that's why we kind of, I guess we get too dependent on it. And by being dependent, we, I don't know, we just lose independent creative thought. But
You know, I'm actually kind of glad that I picked this topic, or that I saw
yeah.
like this topic of discussion. You ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Oh yeah.
One of the funniest, most accurate movies that I've ever seen. Uh,
Sadly.
I feel like that yes, technology is making us dumber, but also I'm going for the latter of the two. I think it also is making us smarter because we learn, we evolve from technology. You think about it, right? Most of the known, like, most of the unknown diseases, like, the X-ray machine, right? Some idiot was just like, oh man, let's just zap this guy with electromagnetic radiation and just kind of see what happens. See if we can get a picture out of him. I want to see his bones. And they did it. A stupid idea, but also has exponentially
Uh,
increased and saved the lives of many, 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 many people.
no, agreed on that one because see, that's it. It's exactly how I think. Is like I think that if we utilize it effectively and we utilize it right, it could definitely be beneficial. Did I say beneficial?
It's okay. I've had a couple of drinks myself, so I've kind of messed up and slurred some words.
Anyways,
I sound like
but
Stephen
I
Hawking
do.
without the computer. Jesus.
That's right. But
You
anyways,
are doing so good. Please
thank you.
take the tip as a gift. Take
I'm
the tip.
just the tip.
Take the tip. Thinking juice. Take the tip. You
But
are
yeah, but
doing so good.
thank you, man.
Sorry.
No, no, it's fine. But I do definitely think that like it is beneficial, and I think it can be helpful if it's utilized in the appropriate fashion. But honestly, I think like with a lot of like technology nowadays, people are just relying too heavily on it to where they don't have to have independent thought. Now, if they were to take everything that they know and actually research things effectively, then they can learn more. Yeah, sure. But the problem is that they're just looking up dumbass shit. Like, I want to see a fucking orangutan poking its ass and then putting it in its mouth.
I did watch a man from Brazil today climb into a lioness enclosure and was eaten alive. Like, he's up a tree, right? He's up a tree and he's just lowering himself into the lioness enclosure. And then just for 1 minute, like not even a minute, like 2 seconds, you see the lioness just grab his legs and just rip him out of the tree. He stands up for 2 seconds, and then you see the fucking claw just go over this man's head and gone. And then the
brutal.
Brazilian zoo official was just like, yeah, he went in there, he broke in, and he suffered the consequences. We're not going to put down the lioness because of it. She was doing what was natural to her.
Correct?
I was like,
Exactly.
but the reason I say this is scientific method, in the most literal common term, is to fuck around and find out. You don't know
Yeah,
until
pretty
you
much.
do.
You do stupid shit, you get stupid results. It's just the key.
Not always, though. The X-ray, for instance, was a very
But that,
stupid idea, but it turned out well.
hey, but it wasn't really stupid because it had a practical application. Climbing into a lion enclosure is not necessarily really practical.
What if the man wanted a lion cub to raise as his own?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just hypothetically. This is just more or less like, I'll give you a good for instance.
Okay.
I am horrible. I've lived in my town for going on like 10, 15 years, right? I know landmarks if I've been there before. I can find it, right? But like
Yeah.
I use my GPS pretty much everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, unless it's me going from work or home or to a friend's house or to food places near me, GPS every time. I've become very self-reliant on that. I don't use a map. Who the fuck uses a map? Who just whips out the cartography map and is like, this is my exact longitude and latitude, and then I need to move to X, you know?
Yeah, nobody really does anymore, to be fair. I mean, it's difficult to navigate those anyways, but I do the same. The main reason I utilize that is because it helps me keep track of time. So, like, say if I have to be somewhere at a very specific time, I can put it into the maps and then it'll tell me,
How long
you
it
know,
takes.
correct. And it'll tell me what my estimated time of arrival is. So it's like, as long as I know my ETA, I know, okay, I got to leave at this time in order to be there at this time. And so it is aidful if utilized practically. But as far as people climbing down fucking trees just to make a funny video, like, yeah, that's dumb shit.
Yeah, no. Not a good example. I'll give you a really good example.
Okay.
Don't say it out loud, though, but just think about it for a second. Do you know your mom or dad or grandma's old phone number by heart?
No, I do not.
Nobody. You know nobody's phone number by heart.
Nope. Just my wife's and mine. That's it.
Okay. That's something. You know somebody's. I know my grandma, my great grandma, and my mom's phone number by heart. None of them are alive, but I know their phone numbers by heart. Because technology
Yeah.
wasn't a thing. Like, you had to remember people's phone numbers back in the day if you wanted to call somebody. And if you didn't know it. I know
That's actually interesting.
I do
I
know
was
my
having that
phone number.
conversation.
But I don't
I
know
don't-
anybody else's.
Yeah. No, like, I know mine. I know my wife's. I know my parents' phone numbers. But
I
beyond
literally
that.
just asked that, Matt. And you were like, I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I know their phone numbers, and then I also know. I also know, like, some of my friends from in high school. I know their phone numbers. I remembered them.
See?
I've even tried calling them actually, and unfortunately they don't answer. So
Oh,
I'm
bro,
just
I
trying to,
try
like,
and call my mom's
reconnect.
phone number all the time just for the
Yeah,
joke. Oh,
that's
dude.
a bad
Hold on.
joke, Tyler.
No, dude. I yes, she is dead, but hold on. It is. Oh, shit. Nope. Fuck.
Does it just go straight to voicemail?
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
I just get a dial tone now. Like, well, I mean, you heard it, right? The
Yeah.
number has been disconnected. I mean, that's literally I call because my mom's phone number was a landline, my grandma's phone was a landline, and my great grandma's phone was a landline, and all of their numbers have been obviously disconnected because they've been disconnected from life. But regardless, I still know all of their phone numbers. But like, I wasn't heavily relying on technology because technology didn't exist back then, like that.
Yeah. You had to kind of wing it.
Yeah,
You had
now
to
I
write
can
shit
just
down.
tell my phone to literally call anybody that I have in my contacts list, and it'll do it. Like, the day and age
Exactly.
we're living in, we are very heavily reliant. Like, you remember back in the day when your teachers were like, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket at all times, so blah, blah, blah. Matt, you're adjusting your camera, and it looks funny.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But you know what I'm talking about? Your teachers are always like, you're never going to have a calculator in your back pocket. Turns out, you dumb bitch, I do. And
Now
it
I
even
do.
goes
Yeah.
scientific, so fuck you even more.
Correct. Yeah, it changes the dynamic. That's for certain.
It does.
But
Are we on a
So what-
consensus though that it makes us dumber or smarter?
I think it's a mix of both. I think it's aidful, but I do think that it does take away from us having to just keep track of shit.
Yeah, well,
It's kind of like you know how, like, elderly people like to do, like, crossword puzzles and shit, like, keep themselves, like, mentally active.
yeah.
It's kind of the same concept. Like, I think technology is taking that away from us, but But however, we do have information at our fingertips, which is fantastic, but we have to know what we're looking for. And if we're not looking for it effectively, then we're not actually utilizing it in the right way. Because, I mean, you wouldn't know how to do most of the stuff that you do with like tech and all that if it wasn't for
Oh,
that.
YouTube videos, 100%.
Correct.
But also at the same time, in 2014, so 9 years ago when I started editing, I found a software that I basically just fucked around and found out. And then once
Yeah.
YouTube became more evolved and people were posting how-to videos on how to do things, like you got to think about it. How-to videos came out like maybe 8 or 9 years ago, like, and everybody did how-tos on how to do fucking everything, and it became a lot easier. Like,
Yeah.
there's a guy on TikTok that's like Everyday Dad or something like that, and
Mhm.
the man literally teaches you how to do everyday things, from changing a light bulb to changing the oil in your car to fixing a hole in your wall. Like, those are like good things to learn that people, without a dad or without the aid of like ever having to do this, they watch the video and then they're like, I can do this now. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, as long as you find the way that it's practically applicable, I think it's good, but I do, however, find that most of the younger generation, younger than us, obviously, like the teenagers nowadays, they're just like hyper focused and hyper fixated on whatever gadgets they got. They don't know how to do normal shit. They just know that. Like, if you could mix and match and know where to look, like learning how to do things, yeah, sure. But just utilizing it just for just entertainment or even just distraction, I don't think that that's antiquated.
so you're not condoning the listening to viewing of our podcast.
No. Our podcast,
Hypothetically,
it's called Thinking Juice for a very specific reason because it will make you think. And you can drink that juice.
I'm
And
just
that juice goes down mellow.
I'm just trying to get your view, your stance, because like same time, I agree. Technology, online porn, internet gambling, things like that, bad, right? Or good. It just depends who you are.
Right.
A crippling addict, it matters not, but it does have its practical uses. It does make life easier. Like,
Correct.
I'll give you my, for instance, but then we can move on to the best part of the podcast, in my opinion, potentially.
Mhm.
But for us, I have very minimal time on my hands. Like, we shoot this for like an hour or two a week, right? Then we slice and dice and throw up the episodes. For me, I'm not going to sit here and record. Well, I'm not, obviously, I'm going to record. I'm not going to sit here for 4 or 5 hours editing. I'm not going to do it. No chance. So, technology, AI, things like that help make our lives easier. But I also
Correct.
know that Catch 22, it also makes it incredibly difficult sometimes because things don't always end up the way you want it to be. So I get that. I do. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that train of thought, but it was good. I felt like I was going there.
I know where you're going. Yeah, the thing is, like, it does help expedite processes. It kind of goes back to what I was saying. Is like, as long as it has some kind of like utilitarian faction unto itself, that's fine. I think that that's cool because there's something in that, and it does make life simpler, quicker, and easier. I'm talking more about just the kids that don't even think at all because that's all they've ever known was just looking at bullshit. And I'm not, whatever we do and whatever we talk about, I mean, it's for people to have a good time, to have fun, to be like, all right, I got off of work. I'm going to listen to something that's going to make me laugh. And all right, here you go. Thinking juice. That's my thinking juice, And it's like,
I
we got
follow.
you, mate.
I follow. I
Yeah.
think my rapid spaced out tangent was more along the lines of technology helps cut down my time, because at the end of the day, no matter who you are, your time is very valuable individually to yourself as well as others. Like,
Correct.
I take a lot of pride in enjoyment in the time that me and you spend together, right?
Absolutely. I love it.
As long
Dude.
as you're not interrupting a game, we're good. No, I'm kidding. But like the time that we
I
spend,
do have a bad habit of that. But yeah,
it's completely fine. I was just making a joke. But the
It's
time
okay.
that we spend together is very valuable to me. Not in a monetary
too.
sense, but in a emotional, physical kind of way. And
Yeah.
so if I have to spend extra time and effort doing these like remedial tasks of like editing, doing this kind of stuff, all that good stuff, I would not do it. The only like real reason we have a podcast is because technology has come so far to make our life so much easier, so we can do what we're doing right now for everybody. And I think that's
Exactly.
great, but also
Mhm.
catch 22 again. It could come to the year, 3020, where people are drinking Mondo juice and plants are being fed by Gatorade or Mondo.
Is it it's
Brondo.
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 It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave. That's it.
Even the toilet water. You mean like water with toilet water, or you put toilet
Dude,
water in plants?
Fucking the greatest movie I've ever watched, and I love
I love that
watching it.
movie. Me too. Yeah. It's because it's because we can identify certain aspects of it into our peripheral. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, this exists.
And like
And we're
literally the
seeing it.
Secretary of the Interior has devolved into what it is today already. Just somebody redesigning the White House. Anyways, not to get political. It's going to be great. The people are going to love it. We're going to extend out the room. It's going to look nice. We're going to have lots of huge presidential cocks hanging around. It's going to be great. It's going to be huge. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic.
Or at least advertised.
So, if you were to sit next to anybody on an airplane, alive
this
or
one.
dead, and we're going to say the flight is theoretically 2.5 hours, who would it be and why?
Carl Jung.
Who the fuck is Carl Jung? I'm
Carl
Googling
Jung.
it as we speak.
Yeah, please do. He's a psychoanalyst. He was actually like the protege of Sigmund Freud, but he's
Carl Jung, are you spelling it with a C or a K?
with Carl with a K and Jung with a J.
Are you serious?
Correct.
With a fucking J?
Correct. Jung.
Bro, I looked up Carl Jung, like Young, and it popped up with a meteorologist from Detroit, Michigan. I'm like,
He's
why do you want to sit next to a meteorologist on a plane, my dude?
Because I want to know about the weather before we crash.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, I'm kidding. But no, Carl Jung. So KarlJung. But I guess there's something about his psychology and philosophy I just find fascinating. I find it applicable, and I find it relative to that of things that we kind of miss unto ourselves. So, I don't know. I'd just like to have a conversation with them if we're sitting on a plane together. Just having a chit-chat, Be like, all right. Talk about shadows and light. Talk about polymaths and talk about all types of things, a hyper-awareness and, just, I don't know, just talk to each other. And I feel like maybe, just maybe, it'd be nice to have a conversation and really actually see how he was as a man. How about you, Tyler?
If I could sit next to anybody on a plane, alive or dead, damn. I didn't think we would make it this far.
Rihanna.
No, not Rihanna.
As long as we were sharing the same seat and she was sitting on my lap.
Exactly. She can stand under my umbrella. Hey. Hey.
Hey. She's gonna need an umbrella when I'm done with her.
That's right. Or a raincoat. Who knows? I don't know. Let me pull up Google real quick.
It's a good question. I'd maybe sit next to my wife, to be fair.
No, because you can do that regardless.
I cannot, because I can't afford plane tickets, Tyler.
Okay, but you can sit next to her anyway, so that's not
count
necessarily
it.
the topic. You know what? I would probably, and it's going to be such a dumb answer, but I would probably go with Albert Einstein.
Ooh, I like that. That's not a dumb answer.
I
at
mean,
all.
really, it sounds like a generic answer, you know?
Not to me. I think
mean-
that sounds cool.
I mean, realistically, I would want to delve into like a broken down version of explaining like his theories and his ideas and things
Mhm.
like that. Because I feel like you ask Albert Einstein one question on like a simple theory, and it devolves for like 2.5
Mhm.
hours of him explaining something to you.
Yeah, right. I could imagine that actually.
Because
I
like,
really could.
let's see. Hypothetically, just going off of this, if you asked Albert Einstein like his theory on general relativity, it's basically, and I'm just paraphrasing what I'm reading currently, it's a geometric theory of gravitation that describes gravity not as a force but as consequences of the curvature of space-time caused by mass and energy. Just reading that, I'm like, what? But it's more like Sir Isaac Newton's law of relativity, the third one.
Mm-hmm.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
more thought has been put into that statement by Einstein than Sir Isaac Newton. So it kind
That's
of
true.
devolves. And I mean, the foundation of the theory, it lies in the equivalence principle, which is the effect that gravity and locally they're indistinguishable from those of acceleration. So
Yeah, I like that.
it's
You know, I think that's cool. I mean, he would be an interesting man to talk to. You know, he came up with one. What was it called? The spooky, and that sounds funny, but it's the spooky action theory, right? Are you familiar with that one?
no.
No, it's interesting because it's kind of like, you know how like when they like shoot like photons at like a thing that has like two holes in it, but it ends up still in the same place. So like they split, they divide, but they're still exactly the same photon. And so kind of like, I guess the concept is mass and matter, all of us, we are all just one, just projecting itself in different fashions, but still in the same way. It has nothing to do with psychology or philosophy, but it's just that's the science behind it. Like your body is my body is everybody else's body. It's kind of a neat
So
theory, a neat concept.
the spooky action at a distance concept
There you
by
go.
Albert
Mhm.
Einstein refers to a quantum entanglement of phenomenon where particles become linked such that the state of one instantly influences the other regardless of the distance.
Yeah.
And basically, like you said, yeah, no, that's exactly it. When you get into quantum, like that's like if I'm sitting next to Albert Einstein on a plane, like real time now with Albert Einstein, then I'd ask him like the stupidest thing, ever. Like, I'd be like, what are your thoughts on the grandfather paradox? You know what I mean? Or
I
no?
don't know what the grandfather paradox is, no?
You ever seen Futurama before?
Oh, yeah.
You remember when Fry goes
Oh,
back in time, kills his
yeah.
grandfather, becomes his grandfather?
Yeah, because,
He has sex with his grandma. Yeah.
I
So,
remember that.
relatively, same principle, theory. The man loved space and thoughts of time travel, but was also, more or less very in the know of the now. But
Mhm.
it's a good question, hypothetically.
I agree. I'd be curious to ask him actually, like, what does he think about society at this given state that it's in?
The man is not going to be kept up on current events or anything like that.
Oh, he wouldn't be, no, but it's just like, just based on like a quick perusal. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? You
Or-
know, like,
We had this conversation, and I don't think the episode was ever published because it was before we actually started doing this.
mm-hmm.
I would ask him the question of the ship of Thesis. You remember that paradox?
Yeah, I do remember that paradox.
We're
Yeah.
not gonna dive too deep into it because we're gonna wrap up. But the ship of Thesis, or the Thesis paradox, is basically the thought of you have the boat, and you're restoring the boat piece by piece. Is the boat still the same boat? Is it the ship of Thesis, or is it a completely new boat because you're restoring and replacing everything? It's a fair point. Would you have two ships that are exactly the same because of all the parts? Or would you have a completely new ship, or would you have the same ship? Relatively, you would probably have a new ship in theory, but also at the same time, you'd still have the
It
old
would
ship.
still be the old ship, unless it was entirely rebuilt from ground up, like that was entirely destroyed or something. But yeah, I mean, I had thought about that one actually once you brought it up, and I was like, it's an interesting.
You're trying to go to sleep, and you're like, this sick son of a bitch, dude.
Yeah, it's like, I got to think about this now. I got to figure this one out, because if I don't, who's gonna do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, my
The
answer.
truth, that's why it's a paradox, because there's no answer.
I mean, surely if you dive deep enough into it, you could have an answer. But I mean, realistically, I don't have the time to build a whole new boat. But maybe,
Correct.
we'll see where
Yeah.
time goes.
Correct.
Anyway, Matt, do you have anything else before we wrap up?
No, we took this one into an entire actual thinking juice kind of
That we did. We went over
contemplative thing. Yeah.
the petty hills we're willing to die on, technology making us dumber or smarter, alive or dead. Who would we want to sit next to on an airplane and have a conversation with? Genuinely, I think this was a great episode, to be honest with you.
I think so as well. It wasn't as comical as we usually are, but however, it was at least
You know what?
kind
Change
of
my answer.
had a.
Jeffrey Epstein is who I would sit by on an airplane, alive or dead. I'll make it a little bit silly for the end.
I
Who was
imagine
on
he's
the
just,
list,
imagine he's just sitting there next to you with a fucking, like, just a news he's dead.
You're like, damn it.
They call him Jeffrey Deadstein.
I wanted alive or dead. I wanted to talk to Jeffrey Epstein, but he's fucking dead, dude.
It's like, I can't talk to this guy. He's giving me nothing.
You just hear a phone ringing, and then you hear the voicemail like there's a fucking answering machine. Hello, just Jeffrey, it's me. You know who it is, DJT. Don't say anything. Just keep it tight, and nothing bad will happen. Just trust me on this one. Obama's gonna be mad. Something stupid.
For yeah. No, but it would be interesting, at least. Like, if you could, and he would actually be willing to answer questions. That's the
He's
secret.
just like, yeah, no. Can you speak into the microphone a little bit clearer? I'm not picking up everything. And then you just see 12 FBI agents in the back, like, we got him. Just rush the plane.
It's like, this is our guy.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That's
All
right. At least we gotta provide a little bit of thinking juice.
That's right. Thinking juice.
Mm,
Yeah.
The juiciest of all the thoughts.
For this episode of Thinking Juice, my name is still Tyler.
My name is still it's Daddy. Yeah,